Seasoned educator. I've been doing this for 20 years. Also a media practitioner, author, coach, you name it.
You do it all.
Media artist. I am a media production pimp.
I like.
I love this because it just kind of lets me kind of do what I usually do in the classroom and hopefully kind of expand our audience and expand that conversation. Now, even in green screen lighting, we still have to address what we call three-point lighting. And three-point lighting, which is a basic setup, we have a key light, which is your main light source, and usually the source that's closest or the hottest light that you have. Then we have a fill light, and that light source is basically there to kind of break up some of the shadows on the other side of your subject. And then the last light would be your backlight, and that light is primarily there to separate your subject from the background. Now in this is an example of a shoot that we had with two local doctors, husband and wife. And so we still have to apply the three-point lighting situation. So we had the subject, we had the three-point lighting applied to the actual talent, the doctors, and then we also had to make sure that there was an even amount of light on the green screen, and that ensures that you have an even key when you bring that into post-production, which we'll get into a little later. Our subjects, and so we have this set up again. We have our key light, which is the light source is usually closer to the camera, that's closest to the subject. Then we have our fill light, which is a little further away from the subject, is breaking up the shadows. And then we have a light on the back of our subjects, the doctors, again to separate them from the background and give us an even key. Now we need to go into post-production. So we're going to bring that video into any environment. The environment that I'm using for our purposes here is Final Cut Pro. So in Final Cut Pro, I'm going to bring the video in. I'm going to use a track method where I have the video on one track. And then I've also found a background, which we call skins. You can find these anywhere on YouTube and other various environments. And basically, I'm going to use that as my virtual backdrop, my virtual set. Once I create the key effect to my subjects and key out the green, then that will bring the virtual set into play. And basically, I can start building my virtual environment from that point. Now, once we understand how the keyer and post-production and green screen and all these kind of different elements work, we can bring all this together in a post-production environment like Final Cut that I'm using right now, and pretty much create some pretty dramatic results and create some very unique virtual environments using things like, again, the keyer, layering of video, and the green screen. So in this example, I have again the virtual set. I have our actors, which we shot again in green screen. I brought that in, layered that, used a transforming effect where I kind of shrank them and kind of put them over in the corner because I wanted to take advantage of the kind of full visual real estate. And then I found the finished product that we have, which was a series of mini promos that the doctors wanted to use in their practice. And then I put that in the kind of virtual television set that's embedded within the virtual set. And then you again have this kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 different layer environments to create this unique kind of virtual set.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carla Robinson with the Urban Housecall.
And I'm Dr. Robert, and this is your Urban Housecall Doctor's Note of the Day.
It's that time of year again, flu season.
And while you may think that you aren't at risk for serious complications, it's important to know that each year the flu leads to over 200,000.
Go! I'm Luigi, number one.
Is it 2, 3? Leave a good tip. I'ma blow all my money and don't get too on the floor, floor. I love to dance, so give me more, more. Till I can't stand. Get on the floor, floor. Like it's
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and
I think it's cool when you bare your fangs.
What do you think is in it?
What should we do with it?
Maybe it's a dead guy's little bones.
Welcome to The Exchange. I'm Charlotte Rollins.
And I'm Matt Davis.
It's week 10, our very last week here at AI for the summer quarter. So we prepared an extra special show for you this week.
Well, let's jump right to it. This week's in What's Poppin' in the Club, we had our crew talk to guest speaker Maggie Hyde from the Fashion Club.
That's right, Matt. So let's get to it.
Bridge Technologies here in Charlotte. We are a web design development